7, maybe 8, maybe 10,000, or maybe 27. Because incidentally, that's the number that's assigned to this specific Overwatch character. Because
I feel like 8 is a bit too crazy. Let's tone it down a bit.
Yes.
You know that's 7, 8, 9.
I know, but then 9 went on a killing spree. But they failed because they didn't get good scrub. Also, anyway, so here we have another episode of Radio Rothingham, the world's least professional podcast on the entire planet.
I want a refund.
Yes. Well, I paid you 0. So
give me my 0 back.
Okay, here you go.
My 0 Artrix.
I gave you 0.
Okay, good.
Yes. I gave you 0 bitcoins.
That's worth 0 something.
Yeah, but I mean, in like a year, it's going to be worth 100% more.
Yes. So it still will be worth 0.
But the 0 will be more valuable.
Still better currency than the Zimbabwean dollar.
Anything's better than Zimbabwean dollar. If someone gave me a bunch of Zimbabwean dollars...
Even Venezuela and Bolivar.
I mean, if someone gave me a bunch of Zimbabwean dollars, I would kindly ask them to not do that, because it would actually cost me money to receive those. Because I'd have to throw them away.
I'm even sure that Venezuela and Bolivar still exists.
Venezuelan bolivars? I'm pretty sure they do. Also...
They experienced a extreme rapid inflation. The country started using dollars, and now they have not 1, but 2 cryptocurrencies.
Wait a minute, isn't the dollar like not allowed in the Venezuelas, or did they quickly change, backpedal on that one because the economy is doing so great?
I'm not sure what the sequence of events was, but maybe they banned it after everybody started using it. Or maybe it was banned, but everyone was like, no, fuck it, this is the only thing in this country that has a value.
Also, this episode was brought by the very fancy wine. It's from 2016, and it's called Merlot Rosé. I have no fucking clue what it is and what kind of significance it has, but...
it's French.
I guess. But my mom brought it last week. And I was like, she was like, yeah, I could take it back home, but that's effort. So here, have a bottle of wine. And now I'm stuck with some, well, I'm not even sure if this can be construed as wine. They call it rosé, which is like wine, but different. But it smells like wine.
I love that they have a phrase for wine, but different.
Oh, certainly tastes like it. Jesus fucking Christ, that's sweet. Oh well. Anyway, so yeah, new episode of Radio Rothingham. We got a bunch of topics lined up. I guess we'll dive straight into those. Starting with, you know what, let's start with some animation-related news. So, Sekele, take it away.
I thought we were talking about Venezuela.
Oh, well, let's talk about Venezuela first then.
I just wanted to remark that it turns out that one of the new cryptocurrencies of Venezuela, which is Petro, and they have Petro Gold. One of them is backed by their oil. You know, all that oil that they took from everybody, and then they figured out they would trade to others, but others were like, no.
You kind of stole it, so we don't want it. Also, oils
and now Venezuela has lots of oil, but nobody wants it. So like, okay, well, I mean, theoretically it has value. Let's make a currency that's backed by it. And they did the same for gold. Except, you know, since the oil doesn't have a value because they can't sell it, the cryptocurrency isn't really backed by anything. And they are basically just hoping that, I don't know, it's gonna become a meme and people will start mining it and then there'll be a bubble, which is probably not going to happen. I don't think the Venezuelan government knows how cryptocurrencies work that much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they came like a year late with that.
I think the biggest problem with Venezuela is they don't understand how things work.
How the modern world works.
it kind of helps understand how a thing works before you're for or against it. Whether you know what I mean. I think the biggest problem with Venezuela is, kind of like a lot of other communist bloc countries, they just really don't understand how modern society operates. They don't understand how technology works. Just because they can make a cryptocurrency doesn't mean they should, especially if it's backed on something they can't sell. Therefore, it has no value, as you said. So I have a feeling they really severely misunderstood. I mean, at least Bitcoin is worth. I don't even know what Bitcoin's based off of.
Well, it's
basically the price people are willing to pay for it.
Mhm,
Well,
yep.
not pay for it, but the work people are willing to do for it.
Yeah, it's basically it's based on the fact that it's a meme and on a consensus value.
Oh, okay.
The only real difference between Bitcoin and fiat currency is that with fiat currency, it's like, for instance, we in the Eurozone, the government's like, you have to use euros because euros have value. You know
And
why
then
you
they
know,
are like, no.
and then Czechia's like, no, we use our own Czech, what was it again? Kronas?
It's a corona, yes.
Yes. So the government's like, well, we're not using euros, but you have to use these corona thingies. And they have value because we tell you they have value. And because we tell everyone that they have value. And then everyone will accept them.
Then the civilization fails, and you break out into the government's gold reserves, and then you have gold. That's why it's called backed by gold, even though it's like the 100% of it is not backed by gold, obviously.
No,
But
it's fiat currency.
You can still go to a place and steal the gold, and then throw it at some tribesmen to sell you guns. In the case of bitcoins, there's like 2 working computers on the planet.
Well, you say that. So let's imagine an apocalyptic setting.
Yes, you have 2 working computers on the planet, so you can't really use bitcoins anymore.
Well, you are not.
Theoretically, you could give those tribesmen the computer.
You're in a post-apocalyptic setting and everything's broken down, and you have 2 options. Person A has a bunch of gold,
I hate person A.
and person B has food.
I
Which
also hate person B. Can I kill them both and take those things?
no, you have to pick one of those 2. So which one of the 2 commodities has more intrinsic value at that specific moment?
The persons. I can make them my slaves, and then I'll send them raiding. And steal other stuff.
No. I said you have to choose one of them.
People are a commodity in a post-apocalyptic world, Artrix.
Yes, but you still have to pick
It's
one.
like the Roman Empire.
You have to pick. You have to pick one of them.
I'll pick the one with food because food.
Yes, because food has.
Gold. I might bludgeon someone to death, which
But
I can't really use it for anything else.
You are forgetting you could always choose the gold and eat the person who has the gold.
But what will you use the gold for? It's a post-apocalyptic setting.
You go and buy other people with the gold.
Who's going to accept gold if it's got no intrinsic value?
The slavers.
They.
Sell people for gold. And now I'm running out of memory. Do you still hear me?
Okay, so you're a slavering person, and you have slaves, and you obviously
seriously,
need.
Can you still hear me?
I can hear you.
Because I kind of ran out of memory here. Everything's black.
Oh,
Oh,
well
The sound is kind of stuck a bit.
that sure happened.
live, everybody.
Radio Rothingham, the world's least professional podcast on the entire internet.
Still better than that frequency.
Still completely stuck.
Well,
Restart, Zav.
everything's better than feminist frequency. I mean, is he even relevant these days?
Actually, I heard she went to EA's BioWare, and people there were pissed.
Yeah, I mean,
People's Bioware of China.
Well-
Oh, I'm back.
Yeah.
I have 3 memory.
yes.
Nice.
Welcome back, Xaverius. Welcome.
Yes, I'm glad you remember my name after all those years.
Yes. Though, aren't I supposed to pronounce it Xaverius?
Yes.
Yes.
I just chalk it up to your inability to do that.
Okay. Well, do I win a prize now?
Yes, the knowledge of my name.
Oh, okay. I can exchange that knowledge for goods and services. Like, if I were in a post-apocalyptic setting, would I actually be able to exchange that for goods and services?
In the case I would become a mysterious terror of the countryside, then yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Okay.
I have
I have a
information of this. You will come up to the chieftain and be like, I know some information about this man who is killing your people and eating them
have
and
an
stealing
idea.
their gold.
Xaverius will have a little place that he will sell you his name in exchange for goods and services. He's like, you know my name, now give me food, give me drink, give me whatever I ask for.
And people do it.
And people will do it in a post-apocalypse because they're desperate for, and that is the key to the universe. And enough people know your name,
I think
Xaverius.
people in general are very unhappy when you kill them and possibly eat them.
But here's the thing: if enough people know your name, it will open up the universe.
That's
and
not how
it'll
that
be able to be
works.
free. No, you don't make the rules; I make the rules.
And you make them wrong.
But
The more
I'm
people know something, the less value it has.
But if a lot of people know a thing, but you're the one that's actually controlling the thing that can be known about, then does it make you powerful and shit?
Like if everyone knows your name, Zav, you will be able to control the world. Like, oh, that's Xaverius. Say, oh, he's a swell dude. He with his
That's not how
9,001
things
slaves.
work. That only works when you are Leto Atreides the second.
About the third.
June, I get it.
There was no third.
I get
Alex,
it.
you need to educate yourself on pop culture.
Okay, I'll do it now.
Alright, Zav, I'll just send you some pasta and butter in the mail. Are we cool?
I wasn't listening.
So if you lived in a post-apocalyptic world, could you set up like a post-order service where people could order goods and services online? And by online, I obviously mean by carrier pigeon, because the internet will no longer exists because it's.
I'm not
Carrier
carrying
pigeons are
anything.
dead. Yeah.
Well, in that case, there'll be flying cockroaches, obviously, because we all know that the only things capable of surviving the apocalypse is, well,
I wouldn't underestimate the pigeons, Artrix.
well, what if?
Oh, pigeons. Basically flying rats.
So they would
Flying feathered rats.
So they would obviously mutate into flying cockroaches.
Beautiful.
So
That's how evolution works, but you know,
just
Pigeon
I guess
roaches.
I don't make the rules, so you know.
well,
Would they
they're
be pigeon
well,
roaches or cock pigeons?
here's the thing: they're pigeons. So by definition, by virtue of them being pigeons, they defy all laws of evolution because they're pigeons and they don't care. So they would just transform into cockroaches
That's
because
true. They don't know what evolution is. It has
Yeah.
no power over them.
they're so dumb and silly that they just transform into cockroaches because they can, and because they're that clueless.
Exactly.
They're
What
like,
do you mean I can transform into a cockroach spontaneously? I just did.
yeah, I don't know how it did it, but it is evolutionary. It's an evolutionary advantage. So I guess I'm good. And that's how the pigeon became a cockroach.
True facts.
True facts.
So yeah,
Unlike those-
just
unlike- Eh.
Just imagine living in a post-apocalyptic world and then just this flying cockroach flies up to you. Yeah, but it's shaped like a pigeon. So it's a pigeon, but it's entirely shaped like a cockroach. Which I reckon looks extremely unsettling. You know, it's got...
Just like actual pigeons.
You mean it's got the beady eyes of a pigeon, but it's got the antennae of a cockroach, and it's got the wings of a pigeon, but the wings are made entirely out of the scaly texture that cockroaches have. So.
Jesus Christ, that's horrifying.
I know, right?
Jesus Christ, how terrifying.
Well, we all know that Jesus Christ was very terrifying. I mean, he was nailed to a cross. That I don't know about you, but that sounds pretty harsh.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I wouldn't want to be nailed to a bunch of planks. You know.
Just imagine going to church and seeing that every Sunday. You're like, oh my God.
Oh.
Could be right.
I'm pretty sure people go to church every Sunday to be like, oh my God.
But
That's kind of what churches are for.
I'll go one step further. Imagine.
So we need to talk to God now. Let's go to a building that we made to talk to a God en masse. I don't think this kind of behavior should be encouraged, honestly.
Also, yeah. Imagine being Jesus. So for a moment, imagine you're Jesus. Okay, you died a horrible death, and
you just come up to a church, open the door, and you see those people just sitting in those 6 rows of benches, being silent and praying silently, and you're just like, what the fuck? And you reverse from the church and close the door in front of you.
You're like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? It's so incredibly boring. Is this how they come and all worshipping my horrible death?
You don't say it out loud because you don't want to attract attention on you. You just go, what the fuck, and just go away. You leave the church. You leave it in front of you because you are reversing.
Yes.
I say live and let live. However, they're worshiping someone who has a...
Well, they killed Jesus, so... I don't think they let him live.
Yeah. That's all.
He was like, no, I don't care, I keep living on.
That's kind of the point of Jesus. He
didn't care.
He told all those haters, he's like, look at me, I'm living forever.
Hacks.
My planet needs me. He did not die on his black way to his home planet.
No, that's with.
Speaking of awkwardly animated segues,
I'm Mr. Jesus. Look at me.
They had an animation topic.
Yes.
Question. I have a question for you all, though.
Does it have a question mark?
To your own personal G.
Yes. The answer is yes.
Sorry, what was that?
I'm asking if you are your own personal Jesus.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
Well, I'm my own personal Jesus. Except for the dying part. I skipped that.
I skipped that.
Did you know you die for yourself every day?
Yeah. I die a little. I die a little bit every day. Also, are being born a little bit every day because my body keeps regenerating cells. So I kind of do both. So in a way, I'm immortal, and I'll live forever. Well, it kind of depends on the definition of being alive, of course. But if you consider every single particle of your body. Then no one truly dies because you can't really destroy matter, you see. So all the matter that's in your body will exist forever.
So then again, if you go slightly bigger and you take it by cells, then you are dying constantly every day, all the time.
You're living and dying.
It's
Yeah.
optional. The living part is optional.
Well, yeah. I mean, being alive is not the same as actually living.
That
Be
was a
stuck
life
at
one.
home for be stuck at home for 6 months, and you'll start to get what I mean. Well, it wasn't 6 months; it was 4 months. It felt like 6 months, though.
But
Anyway.
but you'll be alive. And and being alive is half the battle. G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe.
Speaking of G.I. Joe, the animation.
Okay, so finally
Sec-
to the topic.
Yes.
Basically, as I think most people here at least know that Star versus the forces of evil exist, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Disney just, well, last week announced 2 new animated series here on Disney Channel, both featuring people who worked both on Star versus the forces of evil as well as Gravity Falls.
It sounds terrible.
Of course, if you want images, there are already, you can check the Artrix chat.
Yeah,
where
just-
I posted-
All the people listening on the YouTube, just check out this chat. Thank you.
Yeah, just join the Discord server. Link is in the stream.
Just join the Discord server and earn Artrix's trust, and then when he invites you to Artrix, you just find
you can
today's
just
date.
show it on your stream.
no.
Or yeah. Fuck. I have to go and edit that. There was a little bit of nudity in there, but we'll cut that
Artrix,
out.
it's not like you can get demonetized.
Mm-hmm.
True.
No, instead you'll get instead you'll get a community strike and you'll be banned from the YouTubes.
You need
But-
3 for that. You would need to show 3 boobs.
Anyway, it's an Artrix chat, right?
Yes.
Honestly, you don't really need to see pictures because you just said it's people from Gravity Falls and Star versus the universes. So it's
Well,
just
but-
going to look
but-
the same as every fucking Western American cartoon in the last 17 years.
Actually, no, they don't have the bean-shaped heads. So you're wrong. They do have doodle arms though, so you have that. You got
I'm
that
always
right.
right on some level.
Well, only one of them. The other one doesn't feature any of that. I would even go as far as say that it looks kind
Life has
of
many levels, Artrix boy.
I would even say that the first one's kind of anime-ish,
And
but just a little bit. Just a
I
little.
don't even know if that's better or worse at this point.
First one is The Owl House, which is basically about a girl who gets sucked into the demon realm and becomes the servant and student of a witch.
So it's like Loud House but with owls.
I'll sign up for that. Just entire Loud House, but instead of human sisters, they're owls.
Sounds good.
Why not pigeons?
Everything is better with owls.
Even better. It's
They keep going who until you basically go, gun to head.
Speaking of which, I remember during the whole My Little Pony craze, there was this artist that made a drawing of all the ponies, but they were all pigeons. Because reasons.
Weren't you that artist?
No.
He is always that artist.
Though I have drawn Rarity as a pigeon, that's true. I've done it. It exists. And it was very silly.
Okay.
Anyway,
So
Continue.
there's a new so go on.
Show is Amphibia, which is about a girl who is transported into a fantasy world where she finds out she's a chosen hero.
Oh, that's Jesus fucking no.
I agree.
And I noticed a thing about those two. Both sound like clones of Star versus.
Those are true.
Well, not clones. mostly the premise. Like Disney is just trying to get out more Star versus the forces of evil.
Is that show even particularly financially successful, though?
Because it got recently renewed for a fourth season.
That's a lot of seasons, so I guess it's doing pretty well financially. Otherwise, they wouldn't do it, of course.
And it's a solid show. I'm not gonna knock it.
Well,
I enjoy it whenever I watch it.
Well, unless you're Nickelodeon and you greenlight 3 more seasons of Korra, even though the first one was extremely mediocre. And it kind of bit them in the ass. Because...
The mediocrity only came in the ending.
Okay, I don't know how you'd expect to have a successful series whose protagonist is basically Rainbow Dash.
Wow.
You really don't like Rainbow Dash.
Yeah, what are you? Some sort of Rainbow Dash phobe?
Definitely. All I wanted was a world without rainbow dashes.
Well, good luck with that.
But Korra is basically that.
But that's frighteningly accurate, actually. It is true. It's so true. Korra is basically Rainbow Dash. She's like the only thing that's missing is Rainbow Dash. I mean, she's even got the lesbianism.
And Bar's blue.
Dash even ever confirmed?
No, but you know, rainbow hair. You know. She doesn't even have to be homosexual to be lesbian, because rainbow hair.
Yeah.
That is
Someone just commented in the Picardo chat something very weird.
There are people in there.
Yeah, there are people in there.
Well, what the fuck?
I'm not going to draw Jake the dog in a soiled diaper so I can get out of... No. I am not...
That's exactly what you should draw.
No, that's awful.
I think it's the point.
I'll check the Picardo.
Yeah, we're not doing that. Or specifically not Artrix.
Artrix is not that kind of artist.
Yeah, that's not in my area of expertise.
It's not even that kind of artist.
Well, you are from DeviantArt, so I guess that's where they get the
Impression.
idea from. Like, everyone from DeviantArt must be into, that sort of thing.
Well, I do know that monkeys like to throw shit.
I'm sensing a pattern here. This guy really likes me drawing likes me to draw characters in diapers.
I see a pattern.
Very specifically soiled diapers. Why not Brigitte, huh? Are you sexist? Are you excluding all the lady folk from your diaper fetish?
Damn right, stop being so misogynistic in your fetishes.
Well,
No,
it makes sense though, because in order to have soggy knees, you need to have some sort of moisture first.
I will note that he does seem to exclude humans in general.
Well, I mean...
Yeah, he's also very human-phobic. So he's got that going as well. What other phobia can we throw at this? We can do this. Also, I need more wine for this.
Artrix, how do you call phobia of humans? Because it's Homo sapiens. So can you call it a homophobia? That's what I'm asking.
You know, seeing how it's a buzzword, yes, we can use it.
Homo sapien phobic, I guess.
Of homos in my eyes.
6.
Well, this is a perfect segue of talking about phobias and calling out phobias and all that into my topic.
I have a phobia.
Unless, do you have anything else to say about the
Yeah, we haven't really talked about these shows other than that they exist, and that their basic premise is.
I was gonna say I forgot about that because we're talking about Soil Diaper guy here. Yeah, talk more about the. They definitely have this out of the world kind of. How do I put it? Like taking a character and taking them into a different universe or a different dimension. That seems to be a common trend.
I mean, Star versus the Forces of Evil is about a princess from a fantasy world being sent into modern day Earth.
Yes.
At least the first 2 seasons, because season 3 and onward is instead a boy from modern world sent into a fantasy world, seeing how Marco moves to Muni, starting with season 3.
Well, it kind of makes sense, but it's still kind of spoiler territory for me. Then again, it's on me to not. It's on me to not really keep up with the show.
Yeah, my question is like, did they do that on purpose, or did the idea just they ran out of ideas? Is like, take this character, put them in a different universe or a different realm. There we go.
It's called an adventure.
Oh, okay.
I think people were doing that since they learned how to do languages and writings. Pretty sure about that.
Well, to be fair, originality is really hard to achieve, like 100%.
Look, you can't, in a classic form of a tale, you can't really have a tale when the person just sits on its butt at its home, because home is what you know. To have an adventure, you have to go into the unknown.
And the ultimate unknown is a whole different dimension. That's fair.
Especially more than high schools.
But that's the nice thing about these new shows, is that they really, and the same can be said about Star Versus in a way. They really seem to de-emphasize the whole, oh my god, this is school so hard. What if I failed a test? Which was actually kind of a recurring theme in even Kim Possible. But in Star Versus, that's really downplayed. I mean,
well, obviously, if you fail a test, then Draken wins.
Yes, yeah. You know, you're at school.
Because you show weakness by being less intelligent.
Yeah, so you're at school and you're doing the test, and you kind of fuck up that one question. You know, you forgot to carry the 1 or the 2. That's a problem. You can't remember. So you fuck up the test, and then Draken just barges into the classroom and he defeats you because you didn't carry the 1 or the 2. You still don't know, by the way. So you just go incredibly confused.
Yes, there are other numbers to carry too.
And then Shigo joins in, and she has sexy lesbian sex with Kim Possible to sedate the fandom.
Yes, pretty sure that's how it happened in the show.
Yes. So,
at least that's how the fandom remembers it.
Mm-hmm. They were.
That's how I remember it.
I think that's how 90% of everyone remembers Kim Possible. They've got everything, but they sure remember Kim Possible and Shigo, and they're sexy.
It was the showrunner's fault, to be fair. Like, if they didn't want to have that, they shouldn't have that episode where she was friendly.
Yeah.
Okay, this guy is still going on about the drawing people in.
I can't tell if he's trolling us or sincere.
Well, it's funnier. It's funnier to assume they're sincere.
Yes.
Because of one thing, I will obviously not draw it.
Asking about Doomfist Gauntlet. Also, I'm pretty sure he's trolling.
Wait, okay, it seems legit. He says he's not trolling.
But that sounds almost just like what a troll would say.
Yeah.
I'm
not clicking that link.
He's got references.
I'm not clicking
I
it.
think
Well, I'm obviously not clicking that.
maybe after the recording.
Yes, so we can all have a good laugh.
Let's hope we don't get a second strike. Yeah.
Now I'll make sure to remove that one sexy times from the recording. But yeah, I'm definitely not clicking that link.
I'm not.
I
Okay, I'm worried that it's a screen cap of what? I don't want.
well, Sanya, you're not in the stream, so you can have a look and say what you see.
Expendable. Go and click it.
I what? I'm not clicking it.
Oh yeah, of course. Then everyone can see the kind of shit you look at. Look at your.
Google knows enough about me already.
Yes.
So it's not gonna hurt. See?
Yeah. It's just gonna be Google. So.
Yeah, it's gonna get
Well,
lost.
you know what? If someone at the NSA has to look at what I'm clicking at, then it'll make it worth it.
It's the perfect distraction.
It's just gonna get lost in the middle of the other data. So you know.
He was not joking. It was just shaking a diaper. Nothing worse. Like,
But was the
seriously.
diaper soiled? That's the important question.
No, I don't know why you would ask us to draw something worse than that. Just no. Like Artrix is. Oh my god. Okay, Artrix. Something tells me he's not gonna go away to you, Cave.
No. I would even go as far as say that I would probably not even draw it if he commissioned me to.
But
Like
he commissioned you $1 trillion billion Brazilian dollars.
He's bringing out the guy. Oh, what are you gonna do? Make a Tumblr post about us?
What you gonna do when they come for you?
Jesus fucking Christ. Well, this is a very exciting conversation that's going on right now.
Yeah.
But why?
We haven't even really gotten to what I want to talk about, and we're already just having the best of times.
Yes.
Also, where's Buck?
I don't know.
Didn't he kill himself?
Probably.
I don't know where Baka. He didn't come in.
He's like, oh no, there's the new person again. I'm gonna go kill myself.
But if he does that, he can do it again.
No,
You know,
I don't
it's
like making people feel bad.
it's something you do only once, you know.
Yes.
So you better spend that you better play that card right.
You better.
Yes. Don't waste it on shit like oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
but he was actually he's been AFK for a while now, so I think he's actually just preoccupied with something that's going on IRL. That IRL thing that people keep talking about, you know, that real life and stuff. It's a very confusing, scary place that I would not want to be anywhere near. I mean, this room that I'm in is obviously fake and doesn't exist. It's a figment of my imagination.
Your room is fake news, indeed.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Okay, you are free to go.
This Canarin guy or girl. Let's not be sexist here.
Yeah, that's true.
For all we know, it's a girl with a diaper fetish. They're really insistent that they draw their diaper fetish.
For all we know, it's a diaper.
living diaper.
Yeah, maybe it's a diaper that has gained sentience and they're posting on the internet. And to them, picture of a soiled diaper is just the most natural.
Oh, well, that explains the very poor lack of punctuation and capitalization then.
It's
Well-
hard to be typing when you are a diaper.
Yeah. You have to lay there being all soiled and somehow type on a keyboard. It's actually kind of impressive. GG Del Pinori.
Question is, would you draw it if it was in a more comedic tone?
But that's a thing. I don't think it really can be done in a comedic tone because people would see it and they would immediately think, oh, this is fetish art. It's really hard to do ironically and actually make it work.
I love how Back just comes in and that's the first thing he sees.
The ironic thing here is that I actually remember back in the 90s get away with a punchline that, oh, someone shit themselves. And no one would think it was sexual.
What is this? Non-sexual shitting?
Is there such a thing as non-sexual shitting?
I feel really old right now.
I feel really old all the time.
I feel it right now.
I'm no mod, but I'm basically, I have several questions for this guy. Like, one, why are you still here? And two, well, I have so many questions, Artrix and company.
Don't.
I'm no mod either, but she's pretty cool. You could say she rocks.
Yeah, I wouldn't say she's cool. She rocks. But just a little bit. Just a smidge. Anyway, and do we have any more comments on the cartoon? Other than, so it's, well, they're both heavily focused. Oh.
I spoke with the creators about, apparently the Owl House, which is the one about the girl who is sent to Demon World and becomes the servant of a witch. Apparently it's going to be a lot darker than Gravity Falls.
Well, that's certainly a development I can get behind. Because, well, yeah, we could use some darker cartoons. Not to the extent of, for instance, the Dark Cauldron, though. The Dark Cauldron was a really weird movie in the sense that Disney was like, oh, D&D is a really big thing, so we're going to make a really dark movie, and it's going to be great. And that's
That's how you get a fusion of devil worshipping and D&D.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of was. It was literally a dark movie. Like, most of that movie was just dark, but I think
couldn't see anything.
yeah,
There was no sound.
was that something that really set the movie apart, that there wasn't a lot of sounds in that movie? Because I actually watched it once, but I was so intoxicated that I can't remember a goddamn thing other than it was utterly boring. And to think that at the time it was Disney's most expensive movie to date and almost bankrupt them. So Disney was like, yeah, we're going to make this Dungeons and Dragons movie. It's going to be all awesome and shit. And then it's like, no one cared.
We forgot the Dungeons and the Dragons.
Also, we forgot to make the movie to be actually fun. And instead of that, it's really boring.
You don't need fun, Alex. You should stop using fun as the ultimate criterion when rating movies.
Well, tell that to the audience. That stayed the fuck
The
away.
audience doesn't have to be our audience.
Yeah, no, the audience is dead.
The audience is now dead.
I prefer the term moviegoer.
Don't you mean movie watcher?
Yes, movie watcher.
Oh.
But movie watcher does not imply the person actually paying. While movie goer does imply people paying.
Yes. So movie watcher is the activity that the person engaging in that activity engages it in. You know, since we don't want to be referred to as movie. Actually, that's kind of an interesting one because someone who plays video games is called a gamer. So, what do you call someone who watches a lot of movies?
Mover, obviously.
Oh, yes.
Mover.
Actually, that is something interesting from the Korras, where they decided that in this universe they wouldn't call it movies, but they're called movers.
Mover. Well, movers has a different context though. It's for like people who move houses, like stuff in houses from one to another.
Yes, but in the Korra universe, the movies are called the movers.
In the Korra universe, they don't need to move stuff. They just build it and leave it in the place for centuries until it falls apart.
It's nice and efficient. No need to do much, I guess.
Yes.
But yeah,
also, if you feel like needing to have a thing on a different place than where you build it, you just pretend it was always there.
And will be there just by the power of imagination or something.
Because if you haven't noticed, the Korra universe is about 50% retcons.
Mm-hmm.
It's stupid ones at that.
Actually, what were some of the retcons that you remember?
The entire business with one, and I'm not going deeper into that because I would get angry.
Well, that would be the best mode of Xaverius, so I'm actually encouraging you to get angry. Oh god. But yeah, Korras. But getting back to Korra, because Sekele, you said that the movie was good up until the finale, or well.
I actually liked season 1 of Korra, with the exception of the finale. I hated the finale.
Yeah, it was a pretty bad finale. Also,
I would agree that of the absolute cesspool of shit that Korra is, the first season was pretty okay, except they did everything wrong.
Yeah, the pacing of the entire season was wrong.
The story was wrong. The characters didn't make sense. Whatever was Amon's bro called.
I mean,
he was a very stupid person.
Look, if they made the entirety of the Legend of Korra about the Equalists, it actually would have made more sense. Just to have this conflict that would just get worse and worse and worse until season 4, where they actually have some sort of resolution. But now we got so season 1 is. There's equalists and they're evil because they're equalists and I guess the leader was a bender all along. Didn't see that coming. Then in season 2 it was like, I am the moon guy and spiritual. The Korra, you need to be more spiritual. No, I'm the anti-Avatar.
Just don't.
And then in season 3, it was, I'm anarchy guy. Anarchy is everything. Anarchy, anarchy, anarchy. Oh my god, I'm being defeated by the Avatar because of my anarchy. And then
it was like, I'm Kuvira, I build a robot.
And actually season 4 was only season where it kind of made sense, where it's like, oh yeah, I'm Kuvira. The Earth Kingdom is shit because it's currently it was being anarchied by this anarchy guy, and now it's just a pile of shit. And I made it great again.
Yeah,
Exactly.
wait, you can't say that phrase anymore, Artrix. I don't make the rules, sorry.
I just did.
That Kuvira made the Artrix great again. Or
Yes.
should I say gross again. Anyway, the first thing with Amon, his entire motivation was just kind of falling apart with the dramatic reveals. And his brother didn't recognize him. Why did you recognize him? He was talking with his normal voice the entire time.
I heard a lot of people
Then you had the whole part when he blocked Korras' super mega useful powers of being an avatar, and the solution to that was Korra is literally so fucking retarded at the ending that the guy whose entire gimmick is blocking bending of all kinds can't even recognize it in her.
Yeah,
I've got something to say. I just heard a lot of things about Korra.
Korra wanted season by being literally so retarded she couldn't airbend enough to be recognizable.
I've heard a lot of iffy things about Korra, but it sounds like I don't need to watch it now to make my own judgment because I've had all of it spoiled.
You
Thank
should
you
watch
for being so behind, Sanya.
You should watch the Avatar.
I've been watching Avatar off and on. It's really a good series.
Okay,
Finish
watching it. Just finish watching it and then watch it again.
Oh, you guys, the diaper guy left. Also, that's his name now. Diaper guy.
Diaper guy left. I call him that a win for humanity. As I said in the chat, that was just disturbing. It was like,
I mean, look, despite the fact that I keep making fun of Ang and everybody in the show is children, that thing has infinitely better characters than Korra.
Well, it's Aang. Obviously, he's better.
The thing is, I never liked the original Avatar either.
Oh no! Well, it's
But
half.
how can you not like Azula? Come on.
Yes, Azula is fucking amazing. She's the most insane person in the universe.
I was never able to get invested in it.
Well, that's a fair point. But yeah, Avatar Last Airbender had Azula, which is arguably one of the best villains ever conceived by mankind.
However, like Nico and the Sword of Light, which
Oh,
is
I mean, look, most of the characters there were good. I mean, even fucking Sokka, who half of the time was coming relief, was actually capable of coming up with plans and doing stuff.
He was surprisingly too deep 7 you for comic relief.
Yes.
I mean, yes, he was a comic relief, but he was actually useful. He did stuff. And he was actually, as it turns out, he's actually fairly competent as some sort of general guy. It's like, look, stop being a shit, do this in this specific way, and we'll get through this. And people do the thing, and it works. And people don't die anymore because of him.
Oh,
which is generally speaking a sign that you're a good general.
Generally speaking.
Generally speaking. I mean, unless you're a shit general and you're like, oh yeah, I don't want to kill the other team because I'm a pacifist. And then you die.
I'm pretty sure that's what Iroh did, except for the dying.
Actually, in a way
yes. I mean, look, that's what he did in the show, not before the show, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But then he saw all the Japanese, I mean, Fire Nation, and he was like, "You are doing it wrong."
Yeah, but that's actually kind of what did Iroh in. He was like, yeah, I'm just, I'm at the gate of Bang Sing Se. I'm going to conquer this place. And then he kind of stopped.
Didn't.
And then they killed his only son.
Yes.
Or did
that's what you get for trying to war with honor.
Or did they kill his son first and then he was defeated? I can't remember.
Hmm.
That because his son died. Yes.
Well, we can agree on that.
Yeah, and then we get one of what's arguably one of the most emotional scenes in the entire goddamn series. And Galaxy, yes. I mean,
The series of the galaxy.
of all the planets that are in a galaxy, and I'm pretty sure there's at least one planet in our galaxy that harbors life. Even with all those infinite possibilities, I'm pretty sure none of them have invented a TV show that is as emotional as that one scene from Avatar the Last Airbender.
Nope.
Well, I think I'm realizing why I never got into Avatar the Last Airbender.
Because Artrix likes it.
Oh, because I hate its protagonist.
Oh, well, yes. He's a children.
Well, that's a funny thing about Avatar the Last Airbender, because I personally...
At least he's a Rainbow Dash.
I don't even really care about Aang as a character, and I still enjoy the show so much because it's got so many interesting characters.
Well, that's true.
It's got so many good supporting characters that doesn't even matter that the protagonist is a boring
Honestly,
fuck.
If you want an Avatar in the Avatar, you just wait for the scenes with Roku.
And now I'm just waiting for another incarnation of the Avatar, but it's like the modern era, and the Avatar's like a chav. and
amazing.
It could be both. It could be she or he. It doesn't really matter, actually.
It could be a chair instead of a chair.
Yes.
But the thing is, Alex, if they made
Or
an
it could be a
Avatar-
blueberry hat.
Look, yes, indeed. But if they made an Avatar today, I don't think it would end well.
How come?
Well, maybe you noticed the tendency that... Wait, I need to yell at my team.
Oh, okay.
Well, there's a tendency these days when you make a hero in a reasonably popular thing that you want to be reasonably popular with. You make the hero and you introduce absolutely no flaws whatsoever.
Wait a minute. Are you saying that Korra is Mary Sue?
I wasn't talking about Korra explicitly, but yes.
The most flawed character in the franchise.
No. That's not true. I think that would have to go to fucking 1.
I agree.
His fucking retarded story that makes no fucking sense. It makes so little sense. Why does it even exist? Why do they think that's a thing?
What are you talking about, by the way?
Well, about the Avatar origin story.
Oh, okay.
That,
Yeah, the original Avatar, Do Not Steal.
yes, that thing. That thing.
Yeah, here's the worst part of it all. I barely remember anything from that story arc because I didn't care, and I should care because
That was actually the only part from season 2 that I remember.
Yes, there was a guy. He was the biggest asshole in the universe, and then he got granted magic powers because he was a retard. That's basically the sum up.
So that's why we have the Avatar, because some guy was a retard.
Basically, yes. Okay, so you know how Avatar is like a collection of past quote-unquote incarnations, and then you have to go through the entire human life to experience all the goods and bads and the pain. So you have all the emotions and understanding and empathy to deal with what people are and how to help them. So that means you can't even transcend, even though you are completely capable of it, right?
Well, they completely threw that out of the window in season 2 of the Korras.
Exactly. Avatar is just the essence of good binded to a person. Yes. That's how it works now.
Yes.
Because the world is literally a battle between good and evil.
Because that's the deepest shit ever.
Yes. By the way, the evil is black and the good is white, and they look like carpets.
There's absolutely no unfortunate implications there whatsoever.
Only
Yes,
with
and then the guy's like, I'm going to defend the peace or something, and then it cuts and he's dying and like, I failed.
That almost sounds like something Farah would say. I'll defend the peace.
No, she would say justice ends from above.
That too.
And then she will get one shot by Junkrat.
Yes. Who would win? By the way, who would win? Farah or Xaverius robot thingy?
Well,
That's a very descriptive term.
Curia robot thingy is powered by the pain of people's souls, so I'm rooting for that.
But it's Xavera.
Well, she could metal bend Farah's suit.
You
Be
bring
like,
up
I
a
have two
real.
robots now.
You bring up. She literally controls Farah like some sort of puppet. Justice reigns from oh my god, what's happening? And then Xavera's just touring with Farah, you know, showing her around like, look at this toy I found.
feeling like a foreigner.
It's like, oh my god, this is suffering. I'm doing all this shit. I have no way to control it.
Yes, that's why you don't. That's why you don't pick shit with Kuvira.
Yes.
Also, another retarded thing, they deleted the avatars. They just decided that they don't need them.
Well, the Avatar is still the Avatar, right? But they just lost connection to all the past avatars.
Well, yeah, by deleting them from Korra. So now, if Korra ever reincarnates into a new avatar, she's not gonna have
All the
new avatar
memories.
is not gonna have the old avatars. It's just going to be the white carpet, I guess.
Or Farah in this case.
Yes, yes, yeah.
It's
Well,
not-
look, on one side it's good because they deleted the soul of one. On the other side, they deleted the souls of all the good people that are in the original Avatar, like Roku and the really cool Earth lady that was, you know the one.
Yes, I know the one.
She was
I
pretty
love
cool.
how I've been just sitting here so silent because I honestly have no idea about Korra.
I'm constantly trying to talk here, but nobody lets me, so...
Alright, go ahead.
I'm just saying that I feel like a total foreigner here now, because I never was able to give two shits about original Avatar. In fact, I think it's overrated to hell and back. The whole thing with Van, from season 2 of Legend of Korra, is actually the only thing I remember from that season.
Because it was so terrible.
Thought it was an interesting premise for a series in its own right.
That's not connected to Avatar in any way. Hopefully.
Also, how did we get started on talking about Korra in the first place?
I have
We're
absolutely
talking about the we're talking about the animated shows on Disney, and
Oh yeah. So obviously we're talking about the show that aired on Nickelodeon. Gotcha.
I don't know how we jumped there. I really don't. I don't know how we got here.
I blame...
Just blame me. We always just blame me.
It's China's fault.
Oh yeah. No, yeah. It's definitely China's fault because China is in Asia, and Avatar is set in an Asian style universe. So it's China's fault.
China fool. That's a quite a China fault.
Hmm? It sure is.
Demonetization.
I'm pretty sure that's a daily occurrence in China. You walk down the street in China, and then suddenly demonetization. And you're like,
That's
oh,
common occurrence in America.
I mean, they have like those. I don't know. A few years ago, I heard. I'm not sure if they actually had them or if it was a plan to have like a human rating websites or applications.
so what's this, and why should I care?
Well, you know how I don't know. Americans are obsessed with credit rating and shit, right?
Yes.
Well, something like that is China, except if you have a good one, you probably get even food that's not spoiled. I don't know. I'm not in China. But apparently there was a plan or some sort of stuff that people could rate other people, and basically this would force the compliance with the regime, because obviously you wouldn't be rated with you wouldn't want to be rated with 2 stars. It would mean you are a shit person. That
I remember something about this, yes, where the Chinese were basically encouraged. Basically.
There was also a episode of Black Mirror about this, I hear, but I didn't watch that one.
But yeah, it's definitely something that I heard from China, where they're like, the government's going to keep track of how faithful you are.
Yeah.
The more the more of a useful idiot you are, the higher you score, and the better.
Then it would be like the chairman sucks, and then you would get 50 points less or something.
Yes.
Then nobody want to talk to you because 10 points would go down.
So obviously I would try to get the lowest score possible.
So nobody can talk. So nobody has to talk to you, and you don't have to meet the people. That's genius.
Exactly. And
just complete no lifer.
Yes.
Literal no lifer.
Just instead of being successful in China, which would mean to suck up to the regime.
But just imagine you wake up one day and your rating is suddenly 1 star because you got drunk the last night.
Oh, and then I actually did something useful for the country. I accidentally applied to a factory job, and I accidentally put one bolt in one screw in the device, and it works. So I actually manufactured something. So the government's like, "Good job. Here, have a star."
No.
I'm like, for fuck's sake.
Imagine you do the opposite. And instead, you I don't know what do you have to do in China to have low ratings. Be a consumer or something.
Yeah, actually consume
talk
things.
About freedom of speech.
Yes, that too. Wow, you do some of the new wake up.
Democracy.
You have 1 star, and suddenly you are demonetized in real life.
Yes, because that's how China works, right? You basically.
The right to bear arms. Talk about that. You were probably. They're like, whoa, there, friend.
I would just like the euphemism of, if you get fired for non-compliance with the state, you just got demonetized.
It's a wonderfully sick euphemism.
Indeed, I like it.
I do not like euphemisms and politically correct language, but
Euphemisms
can be really fun.
You sound like a person that's gonna get demonetized soon.
Well, my mere inclusion in this video, if Artrix were to monetize it when he uploads it, you won't be able to, Artrix. Sorry.
Don't you worry. The video is demonetized even before it's uploaded.
Just wait for the new YouTube algorithms. This video is so problematic. It won't even be able. You won't be even able to.
It'll be sandbox like Horse What's the Lead.
No.
I'm
just gonna go up and be like upload, and YouTube is like analyzing. Sorry, you can't upload this. It's too offensive.
Judging on the stuff you uploaded earlier, I don't think can let you do that, Artrix.
Yes.
You're not allowed to upload this.
It's predicted this video is going to be 78.6% offensive.
Hmm? And then I'll actually be offended because it should be at least 90%, at least.
Yeah.
Then you sue YouTube for not estimating you are offensive enough.
Yes.
So I identify as a offensive person, and I think this is insulting me and my identity.
Yes, because YouTube is being too nice to me by only suggesting that I might be offensive, while I want to be the most offensive person in the entire universe. It's like catching all them Pokemons, but with offense.
Including sexual offense.
Obviously.
Mm-hmm. But
I can do that easily. I don't mind ass pats.
So
People should do it more.
might as well grab those two. You know, go to the supermarket, grab some sexual fans while you're at it. You're like, hey, can I grab you something from the store? And like, oh yeah, okay, grab me some sexual fans. Okay.
And you're like, oh, fans.
Yeah, and then you return home, and instead of sexual fans, you just brought actual fences that are sexual. And now I'm trying to picture what that would look like. Fences, but they're sexual fence. Sexual of fence.
Sexual offense. Sexual of pants. They're just pants that go around.
I would just imagine it's a fence, but made of giant dildos.
Yeah, it's a oh, that's a beautiful thing. I would actually make that now, but I don't have a place to make it.
And
I live in an apartment complex. I just
pretty sure you don't have enough dildos, no matter how many dildos you have.
6.
I would no.
Artrix, there's not enough dildos to make a fence.
Okay,
That's just
so
enough to make a fence post.
Have you never made a dildo fence before?
Jesus, Artrix, you're supposed to know this shit. Check your privilege, man.
I'm
Your dildo fence building privilege.
Not everyone can afford dildos to make a fence. Damn it, Artrix, you need to step up.
Yeah, Artrix.
okay. I'll do it tomorrow. Maybe. Maybe. Anyway, we should probably bring up another topic. I think Sanya has a topic.
Oh, I have a topic. You know, so much I jumped the gun earlier. Sorry about that.
Never be sorry.
Never be sorry. Let me get. Okay. Well, we all know Lilly Pete, don't we? If not, I can.
No, but okay. Let me introduce
Is it like Lily Allen? I'm pretty sure that's Lily Allen.
And anyway, there's this girl on the YouTubes.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yes, and see, so she's one of these quote unquote brony analysts.
Is it a brownie that likes anal?
No, but they do like to talk quite a lot about a show about miniature horses.
And how every male fan's problematic.
No, not really. A lot of these brony analysts just like to sound really smart and use a lot of expensive words just to basically say, I like this episode of My Little Pony. But, you know...
They spent 30 minutes describing how exactly colorful and miniature those horses are.
Yes. It's a very important... that they're doing God's work, basically. It is very important, and the world is very enriched with the existence of these people. So one of these... So we got the likes of Digibro... And that's actually the only one I know on top of my head because I don't actually give a shit.
Digibro.
Because
it can be a little over the top, but
I don't know who or what that is. What happened to those people that I knew they exist like 4 years ago?
So yeah, that's actually...
Did they all die? Was there some sort of brony plague?
So yeah, that's actually the only one I know by memory. That's how much I care.
Dusty Cat, there was that guy. He had a mustache, that's why I remember him.
Oh yeah. So Lilly Pete is one of these analysts, though they're more into equestria girls, I guess, maybe.
Okay, that's a valid reason to absolutely discredit them.
So, and they're kind of the kind of person that would constantly go on about harassment and how horrible people are and awful behavior of other people. Go
I
ahead.
thought the show was about horses. You are confusing me, Artrix. You are talking about people now.
Yes.
I was told there would be horses, Artrix.
That basically means they are not a real fan.
How come?
If they're a real fan, they would be talking about horses and not people.
Yes.
Then again, Equestria girls have people in it. God damn it.
I do think Seth brings up a very good point that you would think someone who's a diehard My Little Pony fan, like the true My Little Pony fan or whatever, would be more interested in the show itself and not the people surrounding it.
Yes, that's the point of my joke. Obviously, nobody of you got it.
Zav, I don't have a high enough IQ to understand your jokes. I'm going to admit that right now. I do have a high enough IQ to know hypocrites when I see them.
Look,
And that's why I'm bringing up...
Maybe you should watch some. Maybe you should watch a few episodes of Rick and Morty.
I'm going to try that later this week.
Your IQ is gonna go straight up. I guarantee that.
Yes, I'm going to watch that. But, boy, your video is really demonetized right now, Artrix. You have no idea.
Look,
But
every blah blah your IQ.
I know it's going to cause it to increase threefold. But anyway, the thing is, though, I do have a high enough IQ to know hypocrites when I see them. And I recently went back to Tumblr, say whatever you want. I've decided it's not... It wasn't a mistake in a way. No, just hear me out.
I know. Anytime you go to Tumblr, it's a mistake. I'm just saying that it doesn't take much to spot a hypocrite on a Tumblr.
Oh, but just hear me out. This was not someone. This was no. Hear me out. Lilly Pete apparently is a gigantic fucking hypocrite, like massive. I posted a lot of this in the Radio Rothingham chat, but I'll explain the gist of it. She is, how do I put it? She's
pedophile.
Yeah, she's a pedophile. Like, from what I've heard, she may have, now I want to state that this is one of those cases where it was a call-out post. Normally I take them with a grain of salt, but there's enough to this I felt like sharing it with Artrix, and he's like, yeah, we'll talk about it tonight. She's a very, one of these people, Artrix could back me up on this, that she's like anti-pedophilia, like really, like to the point where even if you so much as write a line about sexual assault towards a minor in a fanfic, you are a pedophile, you are enabling or whatever and all that, Even though it's fiction, it's not really hurting anyone in a sense that it's just you don't have to watch or read it if that's not your forte. She's one of these people that's such a Puritan in the My Little Pony fandom, to the point that when I saw that there's actually a few people accusing her of sexual harassment and assault via role plays, sock puppeting, she was viciously transphobic before, and apparently only became transgender.
Sexual harassment via role plays.
No. She also may have actually. I was going to get to this. I'm trying to build up her crime, so to speak. She apparently also was a raging transphobe, but just after some of these role plays and some of these encounters with people, she just suddenly became trans because that made her more approachable.
Made her immune to criticism. Just say it.
Yeah, that too. I think she put that up as a shield. Just want to state that, I know I've said this before, I'm trans. And that's not why I came out to be trans. I came out to be trans just so people know so they can just, it can be done and over with. But I feel like people like her bring it up to shield themselves from criticism and attacks where the attacks are warranted. And in this case, she actually has a history. She wrote a fanfic called Stockholm. It is so bad I can't find it.
As we all know, you can't be racist against trans people.
I will win back against against the cis hetero people. Sorry, bullshit allergy. But seriously, she's one of these people that's just so far up her ass that I knew something was up. Someone in the Artrix chat linked one of her videos. I knew something was up. Like, I agreed with her on some points, although I kind of worry about her judgment of MRAs and men in general. But it was when she started labeling the entire brony fandom as having a pedophile problem. I've actually seen, and I linked to one of many posts on Tumblr, where people have actually taken this seriously. Where it's like, yeah, we don't want kids seeing the clop and stuff. We're going to clean it up. And they actually did a good job with on Google and various other image searches of reporting images not safe for work. So it's not like the brony fandom's completely, bunch of sick fucks. So that's kind of what rubbed me the wrong way about her. I knew something was up. But the worst case is I've actually heard not only the sexual harassment and various means of the internet, not just limited role playing. She also may have some of these were unwarranted, and she had a sock puppet, which was apparently one of these accounts of hers named Tara. And Tara and her had many similarities. They both had a sister who's missing, and apparently Tara. Apparently this Tara person may have had incestuous relations with her sister and caused her to leave.
And that's why she was missing.
Yeah, she apparently fled to Canada or something, and a brother in the military. Apparently,
I don't think fleeing to Canada is meant to help. Still better than Germany,
apparently, Lilly Pete also has a brother in the military and a sister who's missing. So that's a horrifying implication that she might have done something to her sister. So I just found it very astonishing that she's popular to some extent. I'm not sure how popular, but Lilly Pete's known. And it kind of scares me that someone this known, so prolific...
It is known, Caris.
...is a fucking hypocrite and maybe also be a pedophile themselves. Now, again, this is all...
I'm pretty sure that's what gets you into Hollywood. Maybe she's just trying to...
Harvey Weinstein.
Look, maybe she's just trying to start up a career or something.
From what I've seen from Lilly Pete, she's kind of a 2-bit YouTuber. Like, yeah, she does have some notoriety, but...
Artrix.
Yes.
Would you say that she's a one-trick pony?
Oh, I see what you did there. I see.
Well, she actually does cover a fairly wide range of topics, so it's not really that much of a one-trick pony. But yes, your joke has been recognized, and you can redeem it for 6 joke points.
Your joke has been filed into the permanent record.
Yes, it can never be undone. Never again.
Yes.
Artrix and I have talked many times about... Oh, sorry, go on.
Well, actually, what else is there to say about Lilly Pete? Other than... well, you know what they say. Great minds talk about ideas. Normal minds talk about concepts. And small minds talk about people. And that's what we're doing right now.
Yes, and that's why you
and
have Radio Rothingham. That's why
yes.
you have us. We have small minds that talk about people, so you don't have to.
Yes.
You can feel intellectually superior.
Mm-hmm. Because, to be fair, you need to have a fairly high IQ to
not talk about people.
You're talking about sexual assault through roleplay. What did you actually mean? Is it something along the lines of how I?
Some of it, no. Let me explain. I should clarify. It was
Never.
not really something people, like the victims of this, wanted. But when she started approaching them like as a woman, she was starting to get somewhere. You know what I mean? Like she was, that made her somewhat more approachable. And that's actually something I want to follow up on. Is if it turns out, and I'm not, this is a broad accusation to make out. So I want to preface this. I'm trans. I know many trans people. That's why I'm using her pronouns to be respectful and all that. But here's the thing, right? It's not respect towards her, it's respect towards my other trans friends. Because all I can say about what I'm about to say is, this is just my opinion. I think the whole thing's a charade. Like, this all lines up that she's doing it to avoid criticism, she's doing it to hide her past from writing crappily horrific pedophilia fan fiction, which makes her a fucking hypocrite. Her whole sexual assault and harassment, you know what I mean? Like trying to role play with people unwillingly and all that, and also abusing her ex-girlfriends and all that.
Force people to role play with her.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
That's kinda creepy.
Yes, and I should have maybe worded it a little bit better. God, I'm 2 weeks into this, and
I thought that she just raped someone's character while
no. Some of this looked like it was unwarranted. Like no one wanted to do this, but they're a bit more comfortable once she decided to be a woman. So that's how she got in. That to me is why she's this trans person, this trans advocate now, because she's trying to fight back against all this shit and trying to hide herself from criticisms and her sexual harassment and abuse towards her exes and all that. I've linked a lot of this stuff. It's just so much I can't even. I think we could do a whole RR episode about her. I don't want to though. I really don't want to give her that much attention. But I just got to say, if it turns out that she's doing this as a facade, fuck her. Fuck her. No, don't fuck her. But I'm giving her the middle finger anyway, because here's the thing. That's offensive towards me. That's where she makes it personal for me. I'm not trans to avoid criticism. I'm trans because that's just how I am. And if she's doing it to avoid criticism, that is a big insult to me. It takes a lot to genuinely piss me off.
And here she is doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Just by existing.
I don't know for sure if it's a ruse or not, but I would not be surprised just by judging by her action. And I know someone else that's like this, who's also done the same exact thing.
Then again, I learned about her existence through some guy that pretended to be like a pony version of Sargon of Akkad, and it was a hilarious video. I liked it. I mean, it wasn't very substantial, but it was a really good shit post. Speaking of Sargon of Akkad, so and talking about other people, so apparently YouTube was like, you know what's a good idea? Excuse me. You know what's a good idea? Let's go ahead and block Sargon from his Google account.
Why did they do that exactly in those days when I don't have time to follow him? No.
Well, it's been resolved.
Always doing the fun stuff without me.
So basically, he was banned from the Googles. Apparently, he can get back into his account now, and I think it actually had something to do with someone trying to hack into his account. But you also realize that, hold on, isn't this account supposed to be like secured, considering that it's his main account and it's kind of valuable and stuff. Mm-hmm. But no, all it takes for your account to be blocked is if someone's trying to gain unauthorized access to.
I would think people like Sargon of Akkad. I think just as an IT person speaking here, Sargon of Akkad, knowing how high profile he is and knowing how like how much of a target he is by people on both sides, you would think he would know that, hey, I'm kind of hot shit in a sense that people might want to try to hack me. Let's enable two-factor authentication just to be safe.
But that's the thing.
Well, you don't count with the fact that two-factor authentication is the most fucking annoying thing that ever existed in the realm of logins. Also, I spent earlier this year about like a week of constant trying to get into my YouTube account. That's Google, obviously, and it didn't block me once. Well, it blocked me when I was trying to input like 10 logins in a sequence, but nothing past that.
But then you use that one obscure password that you used on a website once, and lo and behold, it's the one that's used on Google.
No.
Oh. It was the one used on your MySpace?
Just for the record.
Or better yet, on your Friendster.
No, Artrix. It was the one I used on YouTube. And I got there through a reset of a password to an account and just blindly trying to answer my control question because I don't do control questions that I remember. And obviously, that wouldn't work. Except it worked. Which is weird, because the last time I tried it, it didn't work. So I was left quite confused, but successful.
Alrighty. Anyway, I think we're kind of reaching the end of this episode because we've
Stop
been
reaching the end of the episode, Artrix.
I'm sorry, I can't control time. I tried, I really did. But
You should work on that, Artrix. Really.
Yeah.
Like seriously.
Yeah, I tried, but time's really insistent on just keeps going.
That little motherfucker.
I know, I tried to beat the shit out of it, but then it just strikes back relentlessly. It's really annoying.
Oh no, well, that was the thing that happened. Anyway, you know, Slovakia, it's a place that exists.
Yes.
Well, they happened to find a dead journalist there.
Hmm. All right,
and his fiancée, and they were very dead.
Yes.
In fact, they were dead by shooting, and people were like, "Huh, how did this happen?" So there was some investigation, and it turns out that the journalist his specialty was investigative journalism into the area of Italian mafia, trying to coax money from EU by fraudulent, grant demands and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about how exactly was the journalist shot, but the fiancée was shot in the middle of her forehead, so it wasn't just your ordinary assassination, it was a fucking execution, which obviously kind of pissed off the entire government of Slovakia and half of the EU, and yeah, now there's a manhunt.
As far as the government of Slovakia, the companies that the Italian mafia was using to steal EU money were also co-owned by people in the Socialist Party who are currently the heads of the government.
I will get to that. He spent the few last years by doing, investigating on various Italian businessmen that happened to be connected on the mafia from Calabria, and also connected to the politicians, even the head of the state security, actually. That's pleasant. Well, so far, seven Italians were detained. And it's just going like this. Also, Artrix, if you have any info that could lead to identifying and catching the assassin, you should go to Slovakian government and tell them there's a bounty of 1 million.
Only 1 million
euros.
Shows how much they care.
That's not even worth the gas money of going there.
Shows how much they care about it.
Yes. Well, to be fair, that is a pretty substantial amount of money. But yeah, I don't know much about Slovakia, and I especially don't know much about this very particular murder case.
Well, I just told you all there is to know about it, obviously.
I'm not exactly like those precogs from Minority Report that can predict the murder before it happens.
Well, Artrix, it was a guy, and he was interested in knowing what exactly the mafia does, and how exactly illegal that is. And then the mafia was like, well, better we kill him, and then they killed him and everybody who was near him. It was just a fiancé, but it's a pretty shitty move.
That sounds like a thing the mafia would do.
Just imagine you're sitting on a sofa with your love interest, and suddenly you have a hole in your forehead.
And you're like, gee whiz, this is so annoying, having a hole in my forehead.
Yeah.
I mean,
now maybe your significant other won't even like you because you have a hole in the forehead and you are dead.
Yeah. I heard that being dead is very unattractive to women.
Exactly.
The last time I went on a date, I had a hole in my forehead and it was dead, and the woman was like, it's time for us to see other people. So that's exactly what we did. Because
Same thing happened to me, and she's like, "Can you don't?" And I'm like, "Aw."
I can't. I don't have legs.
Can you please like not have a hole in your head? Thank you.
Can you please like and subscribe?
Can you please not be dead? Like, no, sorry, this is who I am. You either have to accept me the way I am, or you don't. And then they left because they were like, yeah, this isn't going to work out. This isn't going to work out.
Well, obviously, the solution is for both of the partners to be dead.
Well, I suggested that, but she was like, no. And I was like, aw. And then we parted ways.
And we were like, can you be at least dead inside?
Well, depending on the girl, that could actually work. If you date a really suicidal girl, then that might actually be the case. But the risk about a suicidal girlfriend is, well, they might actually go ahead and kill themselves, and then you have to deal with the funeral. So
those are boring.
Yeah, and that's actually the only reason why you don't want to have a suicidal girlfriend, is because you don't want to deal with the funeral.
Like, look, it's called funeral. Stop being so boring.
Yeah.
You cannot spell a funeral
Without fun.
Exactly. So why is it so boring? Tell me.
Oh god. Anyway,
I think God is involved in funerals at some point. You are right.
Yes, usually is. Anyway, I think this episode is a wrap. Thank you for watching this episode of Radio Rothingham. Like, subscribe, and add to your favorites. Give us money. Buy a Radio Rothingham commission. I don't know. Do all that good jazz. And see you next week for yet another episode of the least.
We don't do this next week.
This is gonna be last episode.
No, well, until the week after the next week.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. All right. Well, thanks for watching. Kiddings. Bye. Cheers.
I don't know next week.